Good evening. You're watching the news from the Southern Oman television. First, the headlines. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haitham bin Tariq Al Said presides over the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo 2018 in the United Kingdom. And Salalah Tourism Festival concludes its activities for this year. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sends a cabal of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Igor Dodon of Moldova on his country's Independence Day anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sends a cabal of greetings to His Excellency Prime Minister Scott Morrison of Australia on him taking the constitutional oath as a new Prime Minister of Australia. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haitham bin Tariq Al Said presided over the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo 2018 in the United Kingdom. The royal show included the Sultan's participation represented by the Royal Cavalry, which performed a number of various musical shows, besides military bodies from various countries of the world. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Saturday the United States will continue to hold accountable those responsible for what he described as the abhorrent ethnic cleansing of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar. Pompeo's statements came on the one-year anniversary of the conflict in western Myanmar, Rakhine state, that drove more than 700,000 Rohingya from their homes into neighboring Bangladesh. The military ruled Myanmar for nearly 50 years after seizing power in a 1962 coup and retains considerable powers under a 2008 constitution. The government led by Nobel Peace laureate Aung San Suu Kyi has denied refugees allegations of atrocities, saying security forces lawfully suppressed the militants in Rakhine. International pressure on Myanmar has been growing as United Nations mandated investigators are set to publish a report on the crisis on Monday, and the United Nations Security Council will hold a briefing on Myanmar on Tuesday. Emmerson Mnangagwa was officially sworn in as president of Zimbabwe today after winning a bitterly contested election that marked the country's first vote since strongman Robert Mugabe was ousted from power. Mnangagwa, whose victory in the July 30th polls was challenged by the main opposition, pledged to protect and promote the rights of Zimbabweans in an inauguration ceremony attended by thousands of supporters at a stadium in Harare. Since independence from Britain in 1980, Zimbabwe has known only two presidents, Mugabe, who ruled with an iron fist for 37 years, and his erstwhile right-hand man, Mnangagwa, nicknamed the Crocodile Mnangagwa, was appointed after Mugabe was forced out by the military in November last year. A strong 6-magnitude earthquake struck western Iran near the border with Iraq today, killing 2 people and injuring more than 200. The U.S. Geological Survey said the shallow quake hit 26 kilometers southwest of the city of Javan Road in the Kermanshah province, near the site of a powerful quake that killed hundreds last year. Local officials said that electricity had been cut to 70 villages, but that it was restored to at least 50 by dawn. Indian government officials said the death toll from devastating floods in the southern state of Kerala rose to 445 today, with the discovery of 28 more bodies as the waters recede and a massive cleanup gathers pace. Around 1 million people are still packed into temporary relief camps, and 15 are reported missing, even as the government mounts an operation to clean homes and public places that have been filled with the dirt and sand left by the floods. Kerala's chief minister said that more than 130,000 flood-hit houses had been cleaned, or nearly a third of those affected. Authorities are also in the process of restoring electricity connections. Nearly 140 migrants who had been stranded on a boat at a port in Sicily were allowed to disembark early today after Ireland and Albania agreed to take some of them in. The boat docked at Catania port last Monday, but Italy had refused to let those on board disembark in the absence of any European Union commitment to relocate them, prompting a new bitter row with Brussels. But following a deal brokered by the Catholic Church late yesterday, Italy's far-right Interior Minister Matteo Salvini agreed to allow them to leave the Diciotti, the Italian Coast Guard ship which rescued them some 10 days ago. There were initially around 180 migrants on board when it arrived at Catania, but Rome allowed 27 unaccompanied minors to disembark on Wednesday, and a dozen women and men left the boat Saturday following a request from health authorities. Albania, which is not a member of the European Union, was the first to offer safe haven to 20 of the migrants. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. The official dress of the 2018 Vertical World Circuit Beijing event was won by two Australians in the male and female category. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The activities of Salalah Tourism Festival 2018 were concluded. The festival this year witnessed organizing more than 450 social and cultural activities which attracted various society segments. The large minority of the activities were organized at the Municipal Entertainment Center in the Wilaya of Salalah. The event, which kicked off on the 10th of July, witnessed organizing a number of programs, heritage and cultural competitions, as well as sports and entertainment activities, in addition to seminars, religious lectures and awareness plays. Around 25 exhibitions along with workshops were also organized during the Kharif season. The event this year concentrated on the cultural theme, as the number of traditional Omani arts were performed and handicraft products were exhibited and Omani foods were offered for the visitors. 10 wilayas from various governorates of the Sultanate took part in the festival and competed against each other in the wilayas tournament. It's worth mentioning that each wilayat presented its own traditional arts during the Kharif festival. Due to lack of incentives and because of the summer and Eid break, the trading in Muscat Securities Market witnessed a decline by 23 points in its initial sessions. Muscat Securities Market General Index closed at 4,366 points. Meanwhile, the share value reached 278,000 Omani Rials. The investors trade more than 1.6 million shares, mostly in HSBC Oman, with more than 268,000 shares. The Oman cables industry recorded the best traded stocks with a value of 52,000 Omani Rials. By the end of summer and Eid break, the return of local and Gulf investors, the upcoming period will witness an active trading. In addition to the logistic companies, will attract the attention of local and international investors. A mix of 700 elite and amateur runners from 28 countries faced the daunting task of scaling 2,041 steps up in one of the Chinese capital's tallest skyscrapers, the 330-meter-high China Wall Summit wing in the Beijing vertical run yesterday. The Beijing event is part of the official race of the 2018 Vertical Wall Circuit, VWC, with climbs up some of the world's most iconic skyscrapers, including the World Trade Center in the New York City, USA. Australian Mark Boren crossed the rooftops finish line at a time of 10 minutes 9 seconds to win the elite men's race, while his compatriot Susie Walshon took the top spot in the women's event with a time of 11 minutes 58 seconds. Beijing is the fifth stop of the series, with the next race in Shanghai, China, on October 14th. This is the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Haytham bin Tariq Al Said presides over the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo 2018 in the United Kingdom. And finally, Salalah Tourism Festival concludes its activities for this year. And that we do conclude this news bulletin, brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us, and good night.